Alright, welcome back, good people. On this video, I want to talk about one of my favorite subjects to talk about in reference to statistics, and that's money. Maybe yours too, right? I like to hear certain things from a monetary perspective, like you'll make $50 or you'll make $100, you'll make 45% if you do certain things, right? Those things let me know out of the question, or okay, maybe so, right? And I think that's the way it works for everyone. But I'm going to start off by talking about how a lot of people live paycheck to paycheck, right? Because there's a large number of people like that. As I was doing research, it kind of shocked me. In what I said was, you know what? When I'm doing some research and I find out something that I didn't know, I kind of want to bring that to my audience because I feel like if I'm doing research and I find this out, people like you, maybe who are not doing research, don't know it, right? Or wouldn't be exposed to it. So I feel it's my duty to share it with you, right? So I'm going to read just a little bit and then I'll continue on with what I was talking about. Now it says roughly 3/4, which is my last estimation, was like 75 cents, right? So that's 75% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck with little to no emergency savings, according to a survey released by Bankrate.com. Think about that now. That's some serious situations we're in right now. It says fewer than 1 in 4 Americans have enough money in their savings account to cover at least 6 months of expenses, enough to help cushion the blow of a job loss, medical emergency, or some other unexpected event, according to a survey of 1,000 adults. Meanwhile, 50% of those surveyed have less than 3-month cushion, and 27% had no savings at all. Wow, right? Where do you fall in that, right? That's what came to my mind. Where do I fall in that? That's amazing to me. And I believe that, because, hey, they do the surveys, right? So with those numbers and with that understanding of the paycheck to paycheck mentality, that's the reason that I believe people should have what's called a side hustle. On my business, this is business. You have a business. But you can start it out in your mind as a side hustle so you can justify it like that if you want to, right? Because what you have to do is get good at that first. You have to get good at that before you're going to go full-on business, right? Which means you just have to know it. Know it, like the terms involved. You have to know how this works with that and that works with that. Not rocket science, right? Because it's based on what you like. It's based on what you like already. You come to me and you say, Larry, I like taking pictures. I'm not a photographer, but I like taking pictures. I can show you how to build a business around that online. You're just going to be teaching other people how to do what you do. And that you're going to have videos, you'll have actual pictures, you'll have text, you'll have create a blog, you'll have so many ways to reach different people out in the world to expose them to what you have, what you can offer, what you are about. And that's really the only way you can get the success that you will get, is that you have to be open enough to express that to the world. You have to let the world know who you are and what you do unapologetically. All right? All right, continuing on. It says, almost 8 out of 10 American workers say they live paycheck to paycheck to make ends meet, according to a survey from Career Builder. That can force people to take on debt or otherwise struggle when an unexpected bill arises. It also raises questions about the stability of the broader economy, given that consumer spending accounts for more than 2/3 of activity. Consumer spending accounts for more than 2/3 of the activity. Consumer. Who is the consumer? That is you, right? So you have to understand, we spend a lot of money, but we don't make a lot of money. How is that working? Because we have to borrow from, this person, and we'll owe that person, and then we have to borrow from that person to pay this bill until the next paycheck, and then the next paycheck comes, you have to pay them back, and that kind of madness like that, right? It's kind of insane. It really is. It says nearly 80% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, according to a survey with Career Builder. The results are 78% live paycheck to paycheck, up from 75% last year. Last year, it was only 75, so it's like going in the wrong direction, right? 81% of women live paycheck to paycheck versus 75% of men. Again, statistics tell you a story. Or can you see the story that statistics are telling? You can see that if you know what to look for, right? That's how that works. Okay, 9% of workers making $100,000 or more live paycheck to paycheck. Huh? You're making $100,000. 9% of those people live paycheck to paycheck. That's bad management, I know, but that's paycheck to paycheck, right? Okay, more than 1 in 4 do not contribute to savings each month, and nearly 3 in 4 say they are in debt. More than half think they will always be in debt. And if you think that, you're probably right, right? Unless you're figuring a way to get out of debt. And starting your own business can help bring in some revenue if you understand how that process works. So be mindful of that. Now, before I leave this video, I want to share you with some facts. These are some facts that, as I was doing this research, I came across, and I said, you know what? I'm going to share those because I believe these are going to be interesting to somebody. So the first fact is 2/3 of Americans would struggle to scrounge up $1,000 in an emergency, according to Associated Press, NORC Center for Public Affairs Research. 2/3 of Americans would struggle to scrounge up $1,000 in case of emergency. That's 66%, right? That's a lot of people. Okay, another fact. Only 24% of millennials demonstrate basic financial literacy, according to a study from the National Endowment for Financial Education. 24% of millennials demonstrate basic financial literacy. That is where we are. Another fact, about 77 million Americans, or 35% of adults with a credit file, have debt in collections reported in their credit files, according to Urban Institute. 77 million. Another fact, the number of consumers aged 60 and older with student loan debt has quadrupled over the last decade, according to Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It's over 60. When I read that, it really kind of like confused me. It really confused me. Over 60? I don't understand that. Perhaps you can help me. And the final fact is almost half of student loan holders express concern about their ability to pay off their student debt, according to the Global Financial Literacy Excellence Center. Wow. See, some of those are so, how did we get there? Or, can we ever overcome that? Now that you're, there. But, if you don't see a way out and you're not trying to make a way out, there won't be a way out that will benefit you, right? It won't happen like that. But always remember that there are people who go through struggles a lot rougher than that, or whatever it is that you're going through, and they make it through, right? And if it's worth it to you, you'll make it through as well. You'll make it. And that's how we're built as people. We're not, designed to just give up, right? So we won't go down that road. But listen, it's been a pleasure sharing these videos with you guys. I hope you continue to watch. I'm going to continue to bring them to you, whether you watch them or not, because I've committed to that. And when I commit to it, I finish it, right? And just imagine, I'm creating 200 videos in 365 days. Imagine how I'm going to feel once I get to that 200 or even 150. I'm coming up on the 100 mark, the century mark. Now, keep in mind, though, that I do have somewhat of an advantage. I have created like a 10 video series. I've created 50 videos in 50 days. I've created 90 videos in 90 days. So this is not new to me, but to do 200 and 365 days requires a straight attention or a straight focus to this consistently for the whole year, right? So I hope you have something that you're committed to just as much as I am. And don't forget to share these videos, like these videos, and I'll see you next week on this same station, SpeakWithLarry.com.